On Wednesdays, we wear pink. We go through, we match in a theme. Check out those glasses right there, okay? Got OD written on the side. It's main character type energy. Living a little bit of a Laura Dern fantasy, okay? Minus the dinosaurs, because welcome to Future Society. And the reason we're going through and talking about Future Society is because they sent me that PR. That's what I was talking about a couple days ago. Had to kind of be all secretive because I try to go through and clear a little bit of my script here with them ahead of time to make sure that, as I talk about pros and cons for it, that they're not going to be super offended onto it. I don't want to have to go through and deal with a big legal lawsuit because I don't want to compromise my integrity to going through and giving you just only the positives. And then I hear back and they're like, it smelled like complete garbage. What are you on about? It was nice for 10 minutes. I'd rather go through and just be honest and tell you that. Luckily, I'm not going to be worrying too much about that case because there's some stunning products. Future Society has been on my radar for a little bit of a hot minute. Now, why all the Jurassic Park talking about here? Why are we talking about dinosaurs besides dinosaurs being cool? And if you don't believe so, you're wrong. Put that out there. Is that Future Society, their founder, went through and used her degree in biochemistry and started using and realizing DNA sequencing is an actual thing that we could go through to be doing. We're putting all this research into it. Might as well, okay? So instead of going through and bringing back to life dinosaurs and velociraptors go through and hunt down people, is that we're going to go through and use plants and materials that we could use into fragrances because we know what they could go through and produce because we can find that into the DNA. And that's some cool modern sorcery and doesn't take an amber on a stick from a mosquito for you to go through and figure it out, okay? We're not going to fill in the blanks into what's going on to there. So let's dive on in to Future Society and all that they went through and sent me. That's what we got, all right? Got a full-size bottle that they went through and sent me. They sent me Floating Forest, and they sent me 3 samples. We'll go through and just talk about all of them, okay? One of the big things that I've got, I did a little bit of spray testing there. Like I said, I go through and clear what I say with these brands before I go through to say them. So they did know I was going to make a bunch of Jurassic Park memes, okay? So we can go through and talk about it. I will stop on going through and talk about that. We'll jump into the serious part and what you come through and follow my channel for, okay? Hop in first. It fell out. All right, technical difficulty resolved. This is Solar Canopy. Solar Canopy, you can go through. I'm not going to attempt to tell you what the flowers are in their scientific genus and species, okay? That's not going to, we're not going to play that game for me today. So I'll go through, tag them below, and go through and check out their website and the names of the fragrances. I'll put their genus and species into there so you can go through and check it out. Maybe look at some pictures, kind of some cool stuff there, where they came from. So Solar Canopy is a flower that was on the island of Hawaii. It's unfortunately gone through and extinct. But the cool thing that they got into here is some really stunning floral resort vibe magic, okay? First of all, check out this atomizer on their testers. Isn't that freaking insane? Like, they need to come through and do that. Oh, I'm already like getting it through into the air. So this first portion of this, as it comes through and opens up, is this really strong florals. Like, think of your really just like, gotcha florals to come through. That's what it goes through and hits you with. It's got this little bit of flower, floral, powdery note to it. And then a big chunk of lychee is just really going through, nailing it home. As it goes through and kind of dries down to this air, we get this guava and passion fruit that kind of comes through. It's not a note in there. That's what it just comes through and hits to me, though, because it's very tropical, very resort. Like, to me, this is something you go through to wear and smell as you're passing by, like that 5-star resort, and you're just getting the smells off of it in like 4K resolution, okay? It is next level onto its top down. So as it hits the dry down portion, though, this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting, and it adds in this gourmandy element. It's kind of gourmand adjacent as it hits its full dry down. It's like a pistachio top sorbet. Would I go through to wear this? No, it's not quite my cup of tea for it. It's very bright floral forward with its lychee. Not entirely me. My wife does enjoy it, though, and she did grow up in Hawaii, so it's kind of a little bit like a nostalgia hit for home for her, but that's all right. Next up that they sent me was Invisible Woods. They really went through and hit the breadth of spectrum and fragrances they went through to send me. That's kind of onto me, too, in terms of the samples. They were like, what do you like to wear? And I went, all is fair in love and fragrance. That's my big motto. I say it all the time. So send me whatever. I will really go through to wear it. If I don't, my wife will love it. Like for Solar Canopy. That's going to be her sample now. It's not going to really be mine after today. But the next one they went through to send me was Invisible Woods. Now, Invisible Woods gives me this vibe of like this fresh mist and fog that's rolled into a forest. There's like a little bit of a creek running by. And you've got these like deciduous trees. You've got like oak, a little bit, like it's not that strong oak. You've got like maples, you've got aspens, kind of those in-between woods, but not super fragrant. But you can tell that there's still woods there. And I absolutely love this because you know how much I love Bois Imperial, okay? It opens up in that similar kind of way where it's this spicy, woody, like plank that goes through and vibes like a fallen down tree. But there's this wet, a aquatic note to it. And I absolutely love it. And as it finishes its dry down, it kind of opens up to this like soft floral bouquet, which is like really surprising when you go through and talk about a fragrance called Invisible Woods. And the extinct plant matter in this one and plant in here is a tree. So it's going to be very like foresty forward. And it really just becomes all balanced out and just well-rounded. And I absolutely love it. I need a full bottle of this. So that's going to be my next one to go through and get. So it's probably a good thing that I was just like, no, completely surprised me, because I would have just ended up with two similar profiles. Now, the crazy bit on this, when I went through and tested this out on paper, it is 2 days later, and I can still smell it on the strip that is next to my bed as I've been going through and trying to test these. On paper, of course, they last for a long time. On skin and clothes, not so much. However, Invisible Woods was definitely going through and standing out the test of time. Last sample that they went through and sent me was Grassland Opera. Now, this is a pretty cool fragrance because it does go through and hit a little bit of stages, and how it goes through and opens up. It is very something modern, actually, which I thoroughly kind of enjoyed. In terms for a lot of these fragrances, I didn't think that they were going to be as looking to ahead, right? Future society is a future. Crazy. They knew what they were doing in the marketing, okay? But let's go through and take a look here. Atomizer's freaking crazy. It is nice. You keep going back in to smell it, which is like one of the best things to have within a fragrance. And how it opens up is this very licoricey fig. Really like this modern take into a lot of gentleman marketed fragrances. So like Sauvage, where you've got this anise, you've got this lavender, you've got the sage. A lot of these notes are kind of in the same way because it's a grassland, it's a prairie, right? So you're going to have those go through. As it hits dry down, though, you start getting brighter instead of darker. A lot of those type of fragrances go through and hit darkness. They don't really transition into something lighter. So this opens up a bit heavier note, kind of just going through that trample stampede. You kind of get a little bit of an image that goes through into your brain as you're testing this out into the fragrances. And in terms of the plant, you're really going through and feeling like the spirit of this coming back and coming into play. It's got a little bit of an animalic note to it because it does have a garlic wood. So it's got a little bit of a funk, but not in a bad kind of way, in a very wearable type way. Like I said, this dries down into becoming a lot more brighter, which is just so nice for like this modern, clean fougere. It still gives a nod in the opening to those smoky, darker type fragrances, but as it opens up, you get a nice, wonderful, clean fougere. Final bit, the full bottle. I was sent Floating Forest. And this is something I am in love with. It is the right type of oasis, pond, aquatic, light, pass-by fragrance that I want. It's like this phantom, this haunting memory, and it's gorgeous. When I got this, it had more juice into it, okay? It was filled up to the brim, which I absolutely love to go through to see. But check this out. Crisp, wonderful, really goes through, hits every point of it all. Like, come on, it glistens. It feels wonderful. You keep going back in. You dive right back into it. It's got this water lily and water musk back into those pictures where you see it's like Dubai and the oasis is like in the middle and they had to like boat up into it. And it just opens up this gorgeous like hanging forest tropical plants. It's got a lovely temperature, a little bit of humidity to it, but it's kind of like a cool breeze running through. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. It's spa vibes. It feels rich. It feels sophisticated. This is worth every second of having to go through and reapply, okay? I've went through and gave this my test wear. It was gone off of my skin about 4 or 5 hours. My skin, however, likes to eat fragrance. That's just a problem that I consistently have. Overspraying is just the goal that I go through to be hitting on. This, though, I don't even care. The amount of times that I just, every few seconds that I get, I look like I probably got like the sneeze that will never come and everybody keeps saying, bless you, because it is that good. It is exactly what I wanted in this type of aquatic floral fragrance. So I am so excited. Big thank you to Future Society for looking at me as a very small creator and saying, we like that. We vibe with that. Go through, please check them out. I'll have their prices listed in the description as well. So you can go through and kind of see a little bit. They may be going through running deals and they have different things going through. Like I said, I don't get any commissions from them. I'm just going through and paying back the gratitude of them sending me a full bottle fragrance. Now I know that their fragrances are heat. I know their other stuff is going to be good too. So with that being all said, remember the most important thing is that all is fair in love and fragrance.